From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alicia Perez.
And I'm Carmina Conde. Two prisoners are facing multiple charges after allegedly attacking employees at the Southern New Mexico Correctional Facility.
Court documents reveal that Correctional Sergeant Braden Formaster and Correctional Officer Aaron Villegas Fierro were attacked at the facility on February 23rd. Cody Reese, Isaiah Ibarra Garcia, Cass Curtis Ibeta were accused of being disruptive, so their recreational time was suspended. Sergeant Formaster attempted to remove Reese from the recreational area, which resulted in the attack. The officers suffered only minor injuries. The total number of 2026 measles cases in New Mexico is now 6.
All 6 cases are federal detainees with 2 cases each at the Doña Ana, Hidalgo, and Luna County detention centers, with one being a federal inmate from Santa Fe. Symptoms typically begin with fever, cough, runny nose, and red eyes, followed by a red spotted rash that usually starts on the head or face and spreads down the body. The New Mexico Department of Health urges people to get the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccination. Well, it's certainly been a couple of hot days here in Cruces.
Yes, it's been getting hotter.
It definitely has. Let's go ahead and look at our local temperature for today, with first sunny skies and 68 being your temperature right now, with winds going 7 miles per hour and a humidity of 10% with a dew point of 51.3 degrees Fahrenheit and a barometer of 20.75 inches. Moving on to today, we had a high of 77, our average was 68, our low 45. We also have a record temperature back in 2009 with 82 as your high, and in 1965 with 11 as your low. We had no precipitation today. Back to you, Annalisa.
A new drink that's been trending across the U.S. and has grown here in Las Cruces within the past year.
It's called matcha, and Las Cruces businesses have started to add it to their menus to keep up with the trend. One El Paso native even started what he calls a name pop-up, with matcha as its main item, and he says people are loving it. News 22 reporter Nina Gallegos has the story.
For Marina, an 80-degree morning calls for one thing: matcha.
We're all really into matcha and stuff like that. We love our drinks.
But this time, she's trying something she's never heard of before.
I ordered a cocoa sesame seed matcha. Honestly, I'm not too sure what to expect.
Like a sesame seed latte is like what? You know what I mean? Like it's like sesame, like the buns. At first I would get like offended, like, oh, you didn't think it was gonna be good? But then I'm just like, no, because it's what I'm trying to do. It's like, oh shoot, I've never had this, you know what I mean?
That's really good.
To some, matcha is just the latest trend among Gen Z.
And then put 50.
But its history goes back to 7th century China. Highly caffeinated green tea leaves were ground into powder and whisked with hot water to make tea. Buddhist monks used it to stay awake during meditation, and eventually it got to Japan, where it gained a deep cultural significance in the Japanese tea ceremony. But for Armando,
like matcha is the whole culture.
This is matcha, and to a lot of people who've never seen it before, it might look and taste like grass. But to Armando and a lot of people here in Las Cruces, it's starting to mean a lot more than that.
It seems to bring like community, and just like being able to help local businesses, I think is nice.
And community is exactly what Armando hopes to build.
I feel like once people grow up, they get boxed in, their creativity is just gone because they're focused on like bills, you know, it's just stuff like that. You know, it's just life. And I just want to make like a every space, you know what I mean? Your every space where you can just come and like, I wouldn't say be a kid, but like just be yourself.
And for Cruces matcha lovers, that space is popping up just around the corner.
Thank you.
Nina Gallegos, News 22.
Armando and Unnamed Pop-Up are working on opening a store, but for now their locations can be found on their Instagram at Unnamed Pop-Up. Stay tuned, Maya will be back with your national weather forecast.
But first, how some Aggies can now ride into the sunset. More on that when News 22 continues.
I'm Michaela Malazzi, and I'm back with a brand new season of Bare Feet, where I continue to connect with the world, one dance at a time. Join me for this new Season 8 of dance and music adventures from around the world.
Saturday morning at 9:30 on KRWG-Public Media.
Welcome back to our sewing room for the 4700 series of Love of Quilting.
These new episodes are packed with fresh skills and inspiring projects, from bold, large-scale patchwork to quick and satisfying small designs.
Let's explore new and creative techniques like using a compensation plate for bulky seams, couching yarn to embellish, and even dyeing quilts with indigo.
From piecing and quilting to our beloved viewer tips, stitch along with us on this season of Love of Quilting.
Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters. It's that time of the year when the wind does not play around, and for NMSU's equestrian team, that once meant practicing through dust and dirt.
But now there's a new way to stay in saddle without fighting the forecast. The Student Learning Center Indoor Rodeo Arena opened in December and is now being used full-time.
Taylor Rowland grew up riding horses, and when she first arrived at NMSU, she wanted to continue riding her dreams.
I definitely had thought about joining the equestrian team. Before I got here, I reached out to the Instagram and was like, how do I join you guys?
The team learns all the skills of a good equestrian, and they do it on horses owned by the university.
This is Miss Peg. She has also had a few babies, so she's helped us on the horse farm as well.
The passion some of these riders have for their horses is unstoppable, but as strong as it is, it can be damped by weather.
In the springtime, we get a lot of wind, and very high winds can make animals, and especially horses, very agitated and unsafe conditions for our students to work with them in and or to ride.
So the arena allows them to practice despite New Mexico's high winds.
On a windy day like today, we were still able to have a very productive practice, and because horses do not like to focus in the wind, and it makes it hard when we're outside and the weather's bad. So the indoor arena is very nice.
Other than the equestrian team, the new arena is also used for agriculture classes and NMSU's extension workshops.
So just yesterday in this building, our beef production class was in here using this space, learning about partition and beef cattle and learning how to use some different simulation models.
Taylor says the team will keep using the arena through the windy season, and they're setting their sights on competing here in the future.
Well, I know that here in the Southwest we're getting very hot, but I wonder how the rest of the country's doing.
Me as well.
Thanks, Carmina. Yeah, it's definitely getting cold it's starting not to get cold all around the country, especially up north. We're feeling that spring heat with 53 in Seattle. We have Rapid City at 68, and as we go down to Kansas City, it's still 51. While that south is still feeling the heat with El Paso at 81, Las Vegas at 77, and San Antonio at 87. Going on to our next map. Now, although the weather is changing, we still have rain and snow. We see a lot of northeast and the upper Midwest is dealing with 1 to 2 inches of snow, but even Colorado, Idaho, and Montana are dealing with 5 to 8 inches of snow, and of course, all around the west of north central U.S. is dealing with snow. Stay safe and stay prepared. I'll be back with your local temperatures when News 22 continues.
Having aired in the U.S. and internationally for over 3 decades, Wailana Yoga helped pioneer the modern-day yoga movement. With her clear and authentic instruction set against spectacular scenic backdrops and uplifting music, Wailana makes yoga easily accessible and enjoyable for people of all backgrounds and experience levels.
Sunday morning at 6:30 on KRWG Public Media.
Have you always wanted to try yoga? Here's your chance to lengthen, strengthen, and tone your body with Happy Yoga with Sarah Starr. In each episode, Sarah guides you through creative yoga practice, featuring flexibility, toning, supportive chair yoga, breath, and meditation, all while highlighting the beauty of Mother Nature. Enjoy yoga practice that is invigorating, fun, and accessible, but most of all, effective.
Saturday morning at 6:30 on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome back to News 22. Now let's go ahead and look at your local temperatures. In Farmington today, we have 54 64, in Santa Fe 53. If we go down to Socorro, 64, in Roswell 64 as well. Las Cruces nice 68, and Deming 68. For tomorrow, we have, again, Farmington at 64, Santa Fe 61, and Albuquerque 71. If we go all the way to Roswell, it'll be nice, warm 84, in Las Cruces 78, and in Deming 78 again. In Alamogordo tonight will be 47 with partly cloudy skies, and tomorrow it will be mostly cloudy skies with 78 as your high. In Truth or Consequences tonight will be a low with 42 as your and partly cloudy skies, but tomorrow partly cloudy skies again with 78 as your high. In Silver City tonight will be 39 as your low with partly cloudy skies, and tomorrow will be a high of 69 with partly cloudy skies. In Las Cruces tonight will be 45 low with clear skies, but tomorrow we have partly cloudy skies again with 78 as your high. Back to you, Carmina.
Well, I certainly enjoyed baseball last night, especially with that win the Aggies took home.
Yes, exactly, and Ben Schlittler has more on that with sports.
Well, thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, the Aggie baseball team got a long-awaited win on the baseball diamond. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
Have you ever tasted something that transported you to another world?
Dude, that's so legit.
I'm Chef Yavang. That's what I aim to do every time I cook.
This looks amazing.
As a Hmong refugee from Southeast Asia, I use food as a way to share my culture, my family, and our history. Join me as we step into the kitchen with local chefs to relish the cuisines and culture of our neighbors.
Saturday at 2 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
There are some combinations that just make sense. Peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, coffee, and KRWG Public Media. Give it a try at our next coffee visit at Catalina's Cafe in Alamogordo, Thursday, March 12th from 9 to 11 a.m. Chat with KRWG staff and enjoy a free cup of coffee. KRWG Public Media, powered by you.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it!
Welcome back. I'm Ben Schlittler, and let's talk sports. Now, the UNM baseball team had beaten the Aggies the last 14 times they've played, and the Lobos entered the game last night 12-0. But yesterday at Presley Askew, the Aggies became the 1 in 12-1. The Aggies held the Lobos to an unusual for them low 6 runs and turned it on in the 7th inning, going from down 6-4 to up 8-6 in the blink of an eye. And when it mattered most, pitcher Connor Wild kept the high-flying Lobos hitless in the final 2 frames. And as the old adage goes, nobody beats the Aggies 15 times in a row. Now, unfortunately, the thus far lackluster NMSU tennis team hasn't gotten that much hype. However, for the first time of the year, it looks like they got some momentum. Now, for the most part, this NMSU squad has either gotten blown out or lose in heartbreaking fashion. But against ACU last weekend, it started to look more of the same, but Anna Kilmava turned into the Terminator with her stunning 6-0 game-winning set, finally pulling through in a close game. Now the wind is at their back as they hop on the bus tomorrow to take on Utah Tech. Now, moving on from stories about optimism and happiness to the polar opposite, the NMSU men's basketball team. Now, they dropped back-to-back road games, and NMSU is going to try and kick that habit tomorrow against Jack State. Now, Jack State is a team NMSU is familiar with. They picked up a dominant final 5 minutes near the end of their last game to win. However, their bad habits came back to bite them against Middle Tennessee State on Saturday, where they started off with a big lead, and then they proceeded to slip on a banana peel and fall on their face at the end of the game, heading into an OT loss. Now, which version of the Ags will we see? Only time can tell. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Maya will be back with your 5-day forecast.
I'm Samantha Brown, and I'm always looking to find the destinations, the experiences, and most importantly, the people who make us feel like we're really a part of a place. That's why I have a love of travel and why these are my places to love.
Saturday at 7 p.m. on KRWG Public Media.
KRWG-TV's public file is available at 2915 McPhee Circle in Milton Hall, Room 117 on the campus of New Mexico State University. Regular business hours are from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 to 5 p.m. weekdays. You can also view the file online at publicfiles.fcc.gov.
of Patty's Mexican Table. We are in the Yucatan Peninsula. ¡Qué rico! I'm gonna take all the things I learned here and put them to use in my kitchen so that you can use them too.
Friday at 2:30 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at our top stories.
3 inmates are being charged with multiple charges after allegedly attacking employees at a detention center in Las Cruces. Another measles case was reported at the same Doña Ana detention center, bringing the total to 6. And one local El Paso man has started his own pop-up in southern New Mexico, focused on matcha. Anyway, Maya, what can you tell us about this week's forecast?
Well, it's definitely an interesting forecast today. Although it was hot this whole week, tomorrow will be partly sunny with 78 as your high and 46 as your low. On Friday, it'll be partly sunny again and 64 as your high with 40 as your low. On Saturday, it will be mostly cloudy with 67 as your high and 39 as your low. And Sunday, partly sunny skies, with 74 being your high and 44 being your low. And on Monday, partly sunny skies once again with 73 being your high and 45 being your low. So a nice, cool weekend coming for us.
And that's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Tune in tomorrow night for more news, but don't go too far because Isabel Laule is next with Noticias 22 en Español. I'm Analicia Perez.
And I'm Carmina Conde, and from the whole News 22 team, Ben, Maya, and Alicia, and myself, have a good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Muy buenas tardes, yo soy Isabel Laulé y gracias por acompañarnos en Noticias 22. 3 hombres se enfrentan múltiples cargos luego de atacar al personal del Centro Penitenciario del Sur de Nuevo México. Documentos judiciales revelan que los ataques fueron dirigidos hacia el sargento Braden Formaster y el oficial Aarón Villegas Fierro el 23 de febrero. El personal se encontraba en reunión cuando Cody Ruiz, Aisei Ibarra García, Cass Curtis Abeita los interrumpieron. El ataque surgió por parte de Ruiz luego que el sargento intentara retirarlo del área. Ruiz fue hospitalizado debido a lesiones leves. En este año han aumentado los casos de sarampión en el estado de Nuevo México. Los 6 casos son de presos federales. 2 de ellos se encuentran en los centros de detención de los condados de Doña Ana, Hidalgo y Luna. Los síntomas suelen comenzar con fiebre, tos, secreción nasal y ojos rojos, seguidos de un sarpullido rojo que se esparce por el cuerpo. El Departamento de Salud de Nuevo México aconseja la vacunación contra el sarampión, las paperas y la rubiola. Eso es todo por hoy. Yo soy Isabel Laulé y esperamos que nos acompañen mañana para más noticias locales en Noticias 22.